I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
You're complaining about hard life and you're so privileged. It's just ridiculous.
How did one carefully dabbed cheek, a perfectly placed left eye blink, and a single jar of homemade jam yank Meghan Markle from inspirational icon to the internet's Duchess of Drama in a matter of days? Before the cameras started rolling, the plan looked flawless. A no-makeup podcast, a cottage-core lifestyle brand, and a soft-focus Netflix show that promised wholesome cookies over palace conflict. But when the spotlight hit, the jam looked staged, the tears looked missing, and the backlash erupted louder than royal wedding bells. Let's rewind the tape, because the moment that podcast went live, the real story began to unfold. Back in 2020, Spotify rolled out the red carpet for Archewell Audio and its star hosts, Prince Harry and Meghan. 3 years later, the red carpet was yanked away. Insiders said the show produced too little, too late, and a top Spotify executive famously called the couple grifters. The plug wasn't just pulled, it shorted the couple's reputation in tech and media. Archetypes scattered to smaller distributor Lemonada, signaling a retreat, not a triumph. The implosion left a gaping hole in Meghan's public narrative. The Duchess needed proof she could command an audience, fast. Losing Spotify wasn't simply a lost paycheck. It was a warning flare that her celebrity halo might be dimming. And that, according to insiders, triggered her pivot to something she could fully control. A homespun brand that felt undeniably Meghan. But her comeback recipe was about to taste a lot more bitter than sweet. March 2024, Meghan launches American Riviera Orchard, sprinkles Instagram with vintage-styled photos, and a promise of strawberry jam straight from Montecito. Less than a year later, trademark woes, a clash with Harry and David's Royal Riviera pairs, and a flat USPTO rejection force are renamed to As Ever. When the rebranded jars hit select influencers, they sold out in 30 minutes. But critics quickly noticed inventory was tiny, creating an illusion of runaway demand. Royal reporters leaked word that Meghan was upset and stressed, her PR team scrambling to calm angry fans still waiting on orders weeks later. The message was supposed to be warmth and authenticity. Instead, tabloids mocked the 30-pound-a-jar preserves as royally overpriced, and social feeds filled with memes of jam jars crowned in tiaras. So, the Duchess doubled down on relatability. Cue the cameras in her kitchen. Netflix hyped with love. Meghan premiered March 2025 as a breezy celebration of playfulness over perfection. Early audience curiosity evaporated when reviewers labeled the show insistently pleasant, but ultimately sterile, toe-curlingly unlovable, and packed with useless information served at room temperature. Rotten Tomatoes posted a lukewarm score, and rumors swirled that Netflix might renegotiate the Sussex production slate. Scenes of lemon-zesting mishaps and flower petal salads felt scripted, especially to viewers who recalled Meghan once bragging she could cry on command during Suits press tours. The bigger problem? Audiences didn't tune in to watch a Duchess make cupcakes. They tuned in hoping she'd address the royal rift, and she never did. But the real drama wasn't on screen. It erupted in a no-makeup podcast studio. April 28, 2025. Entrepreneur Jamie Kern-Lima airs the first episode of The Jamie Kern-Lima Show, marketed as Meghan's most authentic appearance yet. The setup: rocking chairs, sweats, zero makeup. The reaction: instant skepticism. Photos revealed a perfect blowout, clear foundation, and, most infamous, no actual tears despite constant eye wipes. Megyn Kelly mocked the moment on air, calling Meghan a malignant narcissist with fake tears. Critics clipped a decades-old video where Meghan joked she could produce a tear from her left eye on cue, and the meme cycle took off. Sportskeeda framed it bluntly: "There isn't a tear in sight." Reddit threads lit up with side-by-side stills comparing the supposed makeup-free face to earlier glam shots, noting identical contour and brow shading. Meghan did reveal she writes nightly emails to Archie and Lilibet, so they one day receive an inbox stuffed with memories. But even that heartfelt idea drew jokes about teenagers drowning in 6,000 unread messages. Critics weren't just rolling their eyes, they were rifling through her gift baskets. A grainy photo surfaced of a basket packed with homemade preserves and a card signed HRH, the Duchess of Sussex. Immediate uproar. Wasn't that style barred after the 2020 half-out exit? Friends argued it was private stationery, not branding, but the image went viral anyway, feeding claims Meghan was clinging to royal status for clout. Pundits revived Queen Elizabeth II's reported insistence. No half-in, half-out deals. Using the honorific, even on a jam jar, looked like a breach of that spirit, and royal commentators warned it could trigger another palace legal letter. And, if the signature caused side-eye, stories from former staff poured petrol on the fire. The palace's 2021 bullying inquiry remains locked in a vault, but 2025 unleashed a fresh wave of ex-aide interviews. Jason Koff, once the couple's communications secretary, told 60 Minutes he had no regrets reporting Meghan's behavior. Newsweek summarized staff claims of 5 a.m. emails and an exodus of exhausted employees. Online leaks painted Meghan as Duchess Difficult again, a nickname she thought buried. Royal watchers noted the timing. The bullying chatter spiked days before Meghan's Netflix premiere, fueling speculation disgruntled aides were out to sabotage the launch. Whether coincidence or coordinated, the headlines stuck, and they cast a long shadow over her shiny wellness branding. Meanwhile, Harry tried to seize the narrative and stumbled into a media minefield. May 2, 2025, Harry loses his Court of Appeal fight for publicly funded UK security. In the follow-up BBC interview, he warns, "If anything happens to me, my wife, or my father's grandchildren, look where the responsibility lies." Many felt he was guilt-tripping King Charles, battling cancer for cash protection. The BBC then apologized for lapse in standards after failing to include Home Office or palace responses. The fallout was swift. Tabloids dubbed it a royal pity party. New York Post sources said William was done responding to Harry's jabs. In a week meant to spotlight Meghan's entrepreneurial glow, headlines instead shouted entitled and tone-deaf. The couple's attempts at vulnerability were now read as strategic victimhood. Even a prestigious stage couldn't salvage the optics. At New York's Time 100 Summit, April 23, 2025, Meghan waxed poetic about tiny dried flower petals that create magic we're all craving. Critics blasted the speech as word salad. The room reportedly silent, except for polite claps. Fox News quipped that buying access to the summit didn't equal wielding influence. She wasn't on the 2025 list. Yahoo Lifestyle captured Meghan defending her petal obsession. Twitter skewered the clip within minutes, joking, "Even her salads have a PR team." To skeptics, it proved the disconnect between a duchess preaching everyday joy and viewers counting the price of eggs. So where does that leave the self-styled changemakers? Across 9 chapters, we watched a pattern loop. Grand launch, glossy promise, authenticity questioned, backlash ignited. The Spotify exodus dented credibility. The as-ever jam jar stirred class war memes. The Netflix show underscored distance. The tier-list podcast amplified suspicion. And Harry's security crusade cast the couple as self-centered rather than self-made. Are Harry and Meghan brilliant strategists who know that controversy equals clicks, or victims of a press machine determined to crush them? The answer may determine whether their brand rises on curiosity or collapses under cynicism. But one fact is unmissable. Every move they make guarantees another headline, another opinion, and another chance for you to weigh in. So tell us below, did the Duchess of Drama earn your sympathy or your side-eye? The next chapter of this royal roller coaster is already writing itself, and you won't want to miss the drop.